Let's open the door, y'all. As Diamond enters the room. Now you know by now, when Diamond gets pulled into the garage, she's going up on jack stands. Hey, what's up, Project Fam? Thank you so much for returning for another episode. Goal today is to get Diamond in the air. There's some nagging things that I need to do, but I can't do it if all I want to do is drive it every chance I get. Now you know, if you have a Porsche 996 or 997 or 991, 992, all you want to do is drive. So in order to keep me from driving it when I get a chance, I'm going to put her on jack stands so I can take care of all my nagging issues. Well, at least some of them. So I got to back it up on some wood because jacking the car off the ground, without that, it's pretty low. And it's really hard to get the right clearance underneath the molding to jack the car up. So I found it to be a little easier if I just put it on some wood. I think that wood is about 1.5 inches thick, and that makes all the difference. Let's put this garage down. Maybe once I've put the door down on the car. Not this one, of course. So I got some jack stands, and I want to display it, so I got to get the special table out. And this gives me some more work surface. Obviously, I got some recycling boxes and some other things to move out the way, but let's put the table up so we can get to the meat of this video. Now, if you remember on some of my previous videos, I'm very particular about jack stands, and I finally picked up another set of jack stands. Now, honestly, I could have went to Harbor Freight and just bought the exact same jack stands that I had, but I was curious to know, what are these ESCO jack stands, because they look exactly alike. They cost a little bit more, and I wanted to put them head to head because the nosy person inside of me thought that maybe these jack stands, the gray one versus the black one, were both manufactured by the same company, and they were just trying to perpetrate a fraud and sell them at different price points, but I don't think that's the case. Now, what's special about these jack stands is they have a circular pad at the top. If you look at the top of the jack stand, there's a little circle, and that circular pad fits perfectly with this Porsche that we're jacking up today. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. When you put the jack stand underneath the car, if you look at the top, you see that mount? That's the circular mount underneath the car. And that circular jack pad works perfectly with that circular mount. Now, before I get too much into this video, let me read some instructions, because I told you before, people get paid a lot of money to write instructions. Why not read it? And they know you don't like to read, so they put pictures in there. All right. So the only difference I found is the diameter of that circular cap at the top. And it's really hard to push in there. So, I mean, I could just lower the car on it and that would kind of do it, but we'll get to that in a second. First thing is I got to pull out a ruler. So if I look at the cap on this one is about 4.5 inches. And the smaller one is about 4 inches. So maybe 4 inches on the black one, the Daytona, versus 4.5 on the ESCO. It really doesn't matter too much because both of those circular jack points, they fit well underneath the Porsche. So no issues there. I'm going to add a tad bit of white lithium grease to that tab and kind of encourage it in place a little bit. Yeah, that's what the hammer is for. The hammer is for encouragement. That actually worked out pretty well. Let me set you up so you can get a better vantage of why I put that wood beneath the rear tire. And I only put it beneath the rear because I always jack up the rear first. Remember, all the weight of this car is in the rear. That's where the engine is. It's in the rear. So if I didn't put that wood underneath the car, the front part of that jack would actually hit the black molding underneath the car. And I've had that happen already, so just put the wood under. It takes about an extra second to get the wood in place. Let me let you watch the front wheels. As I jack up the rear, the front automatically goes up because the car is so stiff. Then when I have enough clearance, the car gets lowered securely on the jack stand. Very important. That's my older jack in the back. It's definitely not a low profile jack, but it does the job. I use that to jack up the rear of the car. And as I jack up the rear, I'm able to pull out this low profile jack in the rear right here and then replace that jack with a jack stand. So if you look on the right, I have both jack stands over underneath the car. I'm putting up the table because I need more room to jack up the right. And it's at this point actually I might have broken something else in the car, but stick around till the end of the video and you'll see what I'm talking about. Now I'm jacking up the rear on the other side. And as I'm jacking up the rear on the other side, I'm able to put a jack stand in the front and again support the rear at a jack stand in the rear. Everything is secure. Secure, secure, secure. Now it's still below 30 degrees in this garage. And like everyone keeps asking me, hey, do you have heat? No, I don't have heat because I don't plan to be in there that long. Let's take off the cover and see what we have here. I have a mess of grease right there from my axle, which I knew which is busted. I need to change that. No issues there. The next thing is that's the control arm. But as I'm looking at the control arm, I'm looking at the rubber bushings. They look pretty good.
Right there.
I don't know. I mean, I guess I'll have to take it down to see if there's any play in the rubber and the bushing.
I don't see nothing.
But as I was underneath the car, I noticed something else wasn't right. So let me take off this wheel so I can get a better look at it. You guys are not going to believe this. You are not going to believe this. You see those red rods? Those are my sway bar links. Fancy, right? Yo, they're broken.
Uh-oh.
They're broken.
Come on, man. Come on.
All right, y'all. I got to go. I need a minute.